Well, I'd like to firstly welcome Errol and Bev. Thank you so much for taking the time out to actually join us today. I suppose what I'm going to ask really, first of all, is could you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, I'm from the band Imagination, and we're an 80s band, and we've done such songs like Just an Illusion, Body Talk, Flashback. Some of our songs have been used in game programs like Grand Auto Theft, and we've sold millions of records around the world and that kind of stuff. And
he's a bit of a legend, really.
So we're known for some of our outrageous performance on Top of the Pops from back in the day, and and I'm also a producer as well.
And how we met actually originally was back in the 80s when Imagination did their first ever tour, and I was a support act. I was in a support act called the Techno Twins. And, what was exciting was it was an amazing time because it was the beginning, and people like Madness, Boy George, Culture Club, all the kind of people of the day, Susie and the Banshees, Annie Lennox, all those sort of people came to the Dominion because, of course, Imagination were causing such a sensation with their first tour. And we were the support act on stage with robots and mad lights and all that stuff. So my first career was really, I started in photography. I always sung from the age of 6. Mum played the piano and Dad preached, and I sang in church, so I'd always sung. And went into the music industry, signed to Warner Brothers, made 6, 7 albums, had nothing like the success of this incredible human being next to me, but I twinkled. He's the star, but I twinkled.
Well, I have to say, I feel very privileged to actually have you both together and to have you both doing this, so thank you very, very much. So I suppose...
Thank you, Alison.
Going to ask you is, I think you're here to tell us a bit of a special message for our providers.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here not for you to say thank you to us, but we want to say a very special thanks to the care providers of Southampton. And we want you to say a massive thank you for keeping all your residents, customers and clients safe during this really, really difficult time. And thank you for working in partnership with the NHS. And we want you to know that we truly appreciate all you do. It's amazing. I mean, from the moment we stepped out onto our balcony on March the 7th, which was the first opportunity we had to applaud the NHS, we have been tireless in our support. Yeah. This man in particular, he's drummed non-stop till his arms broke off, really.
They're still swollen.
And his hand, so we're coming in for some repair work, so watch out for us.
Well, listen, really a heartfelt thank you on behalf of all of our providers for actually taking the time to recognise their hard work through such a turbulent time. And I will say thank you on behalf of them because it is hard. I'm not going to lie, it's been very difficult. But as a city, Southampton City has done so well at moving with the times and actually trying to work in what we call a new kind of normal, which has been very, very emotional for a lot of people. So thank you so much for taking the time to say a big thank you to our providers of Southampton.
It's absolutely from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely, 101%.
Both of us have had experiences with the NHS. I had breast cancer 5 years ago and it was quite intense, and I was at the Marsden treated by the NHS superbly, and I'm here because of them, really. Yeah.
And also I like to give thanks to the NHS as well for my mother, who had cancer and the struggle with that, and now she's through that.
She's amazing.
And she's 85 now, and thank you to the NHS for that, because she's still here.
Yeah.
She's the only parent we have left. You can call her the Queen. And also,
Mama Millie.
And also, thanks to the NHS, because just before the lockdown, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I was so well looked after, and I had a biopsy, and I got the green light for clearance. So
we're both well,
much.
So we've got, from the bottom of our hearts, personally, we want to say thank you.
100%.
And then knowing what you've faced on the front line during this really amazingly difficult time, it's been so tough, and we just can't believe what you do for us. So we're grateful.
Staggering work. Absolutely.
Thank you, and thank you. And I think from my perspective with the providers, it's about partnership working. So they work with the NHS day in and day out, to different teams, the City Council, keeping our residents safe. And the fact that you've actually been really lovely and disclosed those personal stories is really wonderful of you. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
I do believe that you are involved in a very special project at the moment. So what is Drumathon 2020?
I think Drumathon 2020 is about, first of all, I did 24 hours, as Bev said, and we raised quite a substantial amount of money. And then after that, we decided to do something else, like, okay, why don't we get some drummers together and see what we can do to raise some more money. And so we got 20 drummers together. And Drumathon is really based about 20 drummers coming together and doing a marathon, which we've done. Each drummer has done 12 hours. Total amount of hours we've done, which has been day and night drumming.
From 9 in the morning till 9 at night,
yeah.
250 hours. And it started very humbly. We grabbed 2 bins. Errol was up a ladder here, painting our flat because we'd had a fire at Christmas. And I said, darling, they're drumming. We're going to be clapping the NHS. They said, yeah, I'll come. Yeah, let's do it. So we went down and we got 2 rubbish bins, waste paper bins, and 2 drumsticks, grabbed 2 drumsticks. And we went
smashing them to bits.
Like this, outside, going crazy for the first week. And it moved us so much. And I think the country was so moved for everyone that we just came in and Errol said, I've got to do more than that. And the next week he grabbed his snare, and all the time we were talking, and he's the one that's the legend in the family, really. And, I mean, it was just, his talent was so, he could do it. And he said, I'll drum for 3 days if you like. I'll do it and just say thank you. But in the end, it was 24 hours.
But bearing in mind, there was no preparation. We just thought we will do this for the NHS to see how much. So we didn't actually prepare for this. We just call out to some friends, and bearing in mind we had a fire, so we didn't have everything, we didn't have anything back apart from my
and Errol had his practice kit here, which is electronic, and it's very hard to kind of hit, it's,
I can sympathise with that. I've got an electronic kit as well. My traditional one's in the loft.
It's like hitting rocks, isn't it? I mean, well, according to to you
it
guys.
is.
So and I crawled around on the floor while he was doing it, and we realised 2 minutes before we were going to record that there was no microphone, so we couldn't speak to anybody. So all the messages that were coming in, which were fantastic, from people people in the care industry, from friends, from family, from everyone, I was handwriting all 24 hours. I was holding up, crawling on the floor so that everybody thought it was just him, and I was holding up these messages and.
So
I have to say, do you know what? I have to commend your dedication. It's an incredible achievement what you've done. It sounds, when you explain it, it sounds an easy feat, but being able to coordinate such a huge project, not only getting the people onto drum, but all the things that you've been doing behind the scene, it's incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. So, in terms of the NHS, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Pleasure, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Pleasure.
I think the thing for us as well was with the drummers, we started off because we knew, obviously Errol knew some fantastic drummers. And so we started off with 4 or 5. And then gradually they got more and more. And it was because Errol had drummed for 24 hours, he could say to them, and a lot of them were half his age, or younger. And he'd say, well, I've done 24. How do you feel about doing 12? And they were like, yeah, of course, no problem.
So the challenge really was there, and it was amazing. Some people said that they couldn't actually rise to the occasion, so we said okay. But it was really great how we had a multitude of different people. We wanted to be multi as well, so it was great that we could invite female drummers in as well to show what they could do. And it's really funny. What was funny as well is when we asked the 2 girl drummers, which was Meg and Mary, look, 12 hours is a really long time. Would you like to do 6 and you guys can split? They said absolutely
not. We're not doing it if we don't do 12.
We're going to do 12.
They were fantastic.
Guys, said you're well in.
So it's been like a family, really. Yeah. It's been phenomenal.
You've built your own community, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I believe, have I got this right? Your auction is this Saturday?
It's this Saturday. And on top of the absolute time commitment and amazing talent of these drummers, they've all been so generous in their giving to put bids in, you know, to put auction items in. So some of them are doing lessons, some of them have offered to play on a drum track, you know, if somebody's got a track and they want drums on it.
Yeah. You've had, like, for instance, Paul Stewart from The Feeling. What he's done is taken a drum head and he's drived around in his Chevy, right, all around to all the different band members.
Of The Feeling.
And I think he totally did 200 miles and got them all to sign it.
And he's done this great film, which is on the website.
Yeah,
you can see
that. And then, funny enough, today we had them framed, so we had to drive all the way to Margate, Bevan and myself, to actually pick up some of these artifacts, right?
I believe you've been up since 4 a.m. with your
dad. Yeah, we did get up early, so, you know, forgive the...
Yeah. So
a little
you know, Alison, as you said, when we first started this, we really didn't realise how much effort it would take. I mean, our whole life has been on hold. It's just been Drumathon.
Right, it's been a real honour, actually. I mean, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, it has been an honour for us to give this amount of time to the NHS, to see how much money that we can actually raise for the NHS and also the carers as well.
Yeah.
So it's been...
and like Errol was saying, you know, the fantastic things have happened out of the blue. Like Nick Hodgson, who's in the Kaiser Chiefs, his drum kit from Ruby, and this is a drum kit that was made in Australia by a fabulous drum company called Brady, who no longer exists. I mean, they're passionate about drums, and a lot of the top drummers have bought this kit. And he had 3 made when they were at the top of their game, you know, and the only other kit has been bought by David Letterman in the States. And
That's
this kit we have is the authentic Ruby kit.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. So that's starting price. That's our prize piece, probably.
Yes.
It's apart from another one, which is the celebrity drumstick as well. But those two would be the superstars. It probably would be the superstar thing of the thing. And it's between 5 to 8 grand, you know, as a starting bid. But that's somebody phenomenal. Out there,
phenomenal,
that's going to be like
incredible.
Phenomenal. And his generosity. So big thanks to Nick Hodgson. For his
absolutely. And an extended thanks. Please thank everybody that's involved. Please thank everybody that's participated and donated for the auction. I will just quickly say to the provider Southampton, don't panic. You're not expected to bid on these.
No. We just love you to turn up and cheer us on.
That would be
fantastic. That was what's lovely. And we've got some amazing things as well.
We're very much about partnership working. So, you know, providers of Southampton, thank you.
Yeah, providers of Southampton,
thank you very much.
And we really, really look forward to you being with us. But there's absolutely no pressure to bid. We just want you to cheer us on, really.
And
well, listen, I will make...
I was going to say just one other thing as well. I mean, we've also got, which Ollie Orad Pierce. I mean, he went and got the weatherman
from the BBC.
From the BBC, that plays the new, you know, the news.
Wyn Jones.
Yeah, Wyn.
Yeah, that's the one. He's our drumming weatherman, and
he's a drumming weatherman,
and he's lovely.
And today we received a video and a nice little clip saying how wonderful it is to donate his time and the video and the drumsticks for the NHS. So this is absolutely fantastic.
I'm just going to give you a roll call of the type of things we've got. If anyone knows the boy, the horse, the mole, and the there's another little animal, which there's a competition, the fox. And Charlie Mackessy's the creator of that, and he's a friend, and he's done the most beautiful drawing on Errol's drumhead. We've got some fantastic artists from Dirk Larson, Danny Rolfe, contemporary artists, Fanny Fairney, and all sorts of people.
Personally, I'm very excited about Timmy Mallet. I'm of an age.
Timmy!
I'm sure lots of people that are listening to this now are of an age. Timmy Mallet.
Timmy Mallet, absolutely. Our kids, both sets, really just love them. Love him, and it's great. Pinky Punky is on there.
and it's really funny. Back in the day, I actually I went on his show twice, the whole band, and I'll never forget that because it was a pie fight, and my kids were on the show as well, and they were throwing pies at me, and even when they said stop, they were still carrying on. So
that's brilliant. And we've got sunglasses from the Bee Gees. Robin Gibbs' son donated his father's glasses and stuff like that.
That's phenomenal, isn't it? That's a phenomenal thing.
These are from Clem Burke. I don't know if you can see this, but this is Debbie Harry, Blondie's drummer. He's one of the legendary drummers in rock and roll.
Yeah.
And he's done a fantastic auction donation, and we're putting these in the celebrity snare drum, along with fantastic sticks from Larry Mullen. Larry Mullen Jr., look at those.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the NHS.
Just for our viewers that don't know who Larry is, can we just remind our viewers?
He's the drummer of U2.
U2.
So
Perfect.
he's been drumming with them. In fact, he started the band when he was 16, and I think he interviewed a few people like Bono and Edge. And then this is the legendary man that's sitting next to me. Here we are, Harold Kennedy, Imagination.
Fantastic.
And I've got another one here you'll love to see. This is Cherie Sosai. Now, perhaps none of you will have heard of her yet, but if you go online, she's Simple Minds drummer at the moment, and she's like the Tina Turner of drums.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
So we're really excited about this celebrity snare, and also the Drumathon snare, which has...
the Drumathon snare, which is like 20 drummers that did the 12-hour shift marathon relay, should I say. So we have that snare, and then we have the celebrity snare, which Bev just mentioned, a lot of these drumsticks, which have been donated by all these celebrity drummers.
And Meg has done the best job.
And Meg Learmont, she's the one that's actually made, she's only 19, and she's actually fabulous snare drum that she's made. She's made 2 bespoke snare drums. So one of the good things is, like, you can see all these things if you go onto the website. You can go onto imaginationband.co.uk, go on there and click on, and you'll see a link straight to
have fun looking at it.
website.
That's what we'd love most, is that you go and enjoy what's up there.
And
that'd be great.
Also, you've got Paul Martin, who's the BBC Flog It, who's going to be hosting the auction on Saturday the 18th at 7 o'clock.
And he's a great character. I mean, it's going to be really, really fun having him there, and because he's a drummer auctioneer.
Yeah.
He played with the Average White Band back in the day.
Yeah.
I have to say to both of you that your passion and your enthusiasm and your motivation just spills over. It's actually coming out of my camera and filling up my room right now. The love and the passion is phenomenal, and I really just want to say to you, from the bottom of our hearts, from our providers in Southampton and our partnership workers with the NHS, I really cannot thank you enough. Thank you so very much.
Bless you, and bless all you're doing, and keep doing.
Yes, keep doing, and we hope we will raise a phenomenal amount of money for you on Saturday night.
Take care. Lovely to talk.
Bless you all.
Bye.